Good evening.
Good evening.
Let's try it again. Good evening.
Good evening.
Oh, that's so much better. I want to welcome you to the Terry Depot and our production of the weekend Ramblers. How many of you have not been here before? That's about half of it. That's wonderful. We're so glad to have the people that come. But we've gotten where we recognize all the people that are regulars. We appreciate all the support that we get. This depot is a result of your assistance by supporting us. The first order of business is to silence your cell phones, please. Either turn them off or put them on vibrate. Because our professional cast doesn't need any distractions. On your table, you'll see there are some mason jars that say tip jars. They're not for suggestions. Therefore, any donation that you want to put in there, we use for the upkeep of the grounds. We get someone to cut the grass for us and keep the railroad park cut, which is on the other pass of the underpass, on the other side of the underpass over there. That's where they used to park their wagons. So we purchased that little park and got our sidewalk down a couple of weeks ago. We're going to plant some trees, maybe have a bird bath in there. I know we have one birthday that we want to recognize. Rosanna Hickman, where are you? Do we have any other birthdays to recognize? Any October babies in? Yeah, that's one. Just two of you? Well, let's sing happy birthday to both of them and say happy birthday, God bless you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, God bless you. Happy birthday to you. And many more. Do we have anyone celebrating their anniversary besides Dwight and Ruth Turner, who are celebrating their 11th wedding anniversary?
My wife and I are celebrating our 30th on Tuesday.
30th. Anyone else? 48. Oh. The last time we did the play, which was 2 weeks ago, there was a couple of here celebrating their 67th. That's an awful long time. Do we have any weddings that have taken place recently? Any newlyweds in the house? Any divorces? All the time I've been doing this, I've been doing it for a long time. I've only had one that raised their hand. He was very proud of that. I told you the sidewalk is down in the railroad park. And I want to tell you about the benefit that we're going to do. We are going to have a benefit presentation of the play at the First Baptist Church in Terry on November 6th, 6 o'clock. First Baptist Church.
9th. November the 9th.
November the 9th. I'm sorry, Saturday. First Baptist Church, Friends of Terry, and the fire department are going together to Tickets will be $10. Dinner will not be served, but the fire department's going to sell hamburgers. So I want you to come. I usually do this in the middle because I want you to know that you would enjoy it and your friends will enjoy it. And if you'd like to see it again, you're welcome to come see it again. It won't be exactly the same because we never know what's going to go on this stage. But we hope for your support and benefit for Jeff Hughes, who was in an accident and he's had surgeries and he's going to have more surgeries, and we want to help him and his family. So if you will accommodate us, we'll appreciate it. Let's see what else I've got. I guess that's about it, except I do want to recognize Mr. Uyghur. Stand up, please. Let us see who you are. Ron Uyghur is the regional truck supervisor for Canadian National Railroad. And we're forever in his debt for acquiring the rail for our caboose project. Our caboose project is going to be situated on this side. It's going to serve as a dressing room for the cast. They won't have to run around to the back door and sneak in to change their costumes. We've had the sewer lines and the water lines run already. And he was personally responsible for helping us and even came down here himself. Because of Mr. Wheeler's efforts, the caboose move is currently on schedule. We don't know exactly when, but the rails are ready, and as soon as the mover is free, he's going to move it down here for us. And we also appreciate Canadian National for helping us with the tender and locomotive that came from the Casey Jones Museum. They came down here and helped us, and it was something to watch when they raised it up with two cranes and swung it over and put it down on the rails. If you haven't been out on our patio, you ought to go look at it. Thank you, Mr. And we have one celebrity that I know of, Richard White, who is the mayor of Byron. Is there anybody that wants to say anything? If not, let's get on with the show.
Welcome to Terry, Mississippi. You are located at 15 miles southwest of Jackson, Mississippi on I-55. That's 2.5 miles from Wendell, Mississippi. 8 miles north of Crystal Springs, Mississippi. The town of Terry was officially established in 1877 when the Illinois Central Railroad came through here, and there was a route from Jackson to New Orleans. And we all know that now there's a route from Chicago to New Orleans. It comes through here every day. And whether we're conscious of it or not, we listen for that train. Sometimes we hear it, sometimes we just know it's going by. You know? But we're glad to have you tonight, and hope you enjoy the show and just join in, sing along, have a good time. Thank you.
Well, a great big howdy to all my good friends and neighbors out there tonight. Say, Joe T, where in the world do you reckon all these people come from?
Son, I don't know, but I tell you what, we got a full house tonight, and you know what? It ought to be. Because with the talent we got on this show tonight, everybody in 6 states ought to be here.
At least.
At least. Listen, folks, let me tell you something. We have got Dolly Parton here tonight. Hey, and that's just warming you up. Look here. We've got that good-looking young singer, Tanya Tucker, here tonight. Patsy Cline is in the house. Cousin Minnie Pearl is here tonight. Good thing I know there's two more. Oh yeah. Tammy Wynette will be here tonight. And you can't ever leave out the man in black. Johnny Cash and his Carter, June Carter Cash, his wife, will be here with you tonight. Outstanding, outstanding, but I tell you what, Red, I'm just slam wore out today.
Well, what's the matter, Joe?
Man, let me tell you, I had to go to Byram to get some medicine. You know, you gotta go to that Walgreens. You can't ever get out coming back this way unless you go around and hit the old highway.
Right.
Well, I managed to get out that way, just happened to catch traffic right. I pulled up to the light, it was red, my old truck just said, and died. I sat there and I said, darling, come on, let's go now, let's try and crank. I tried to crank it, it wouldn't happen. Light turned green. I'm trying to crank it and I'm petting on it. Come in, baby, let's shift gears and try something else. Let's check this. And look, of course, the gas gauge don't work, so I, you know. It still wouldn't crank. That light turned yellow and folks behind me, you know, they were blowing their horns and waving at me and you know, talking to me in sign language and stuff. It turned red and I'm still sitting there. And it turned green and it was starting again, and boy, I mean, it was getting rough about that time. And I thought it was going to be a bad day at Black Rock, but I tell you, one of Byram's finest walked up, and I thought he was going to save the day for me. Look, he walked up to me, he looked like Barney Fife, you know, got his hands pulling his holster up and all that.
Yeah.
And I thought, man, he'd come to help me. He looked at me in the window of the truck, you know, because they ain't got no air conditioning. He said, what's the matter, bud? Ain't we got no colors you like?
That must have been embarrassing.
Oh, it was, but he did help me push it across the intersection and get it out. So that was a good thing. It certainly was. Hey, look here. Are my eyes bad? Or is that the groundhog I see coming out of the ground back there? It's too early, ain't it? It's October.
Oh, shut, man, that ain't no groundhog. Well, that's T. Judd McVeigh.
Oh, T. Judd, all right. Come on in here, Mike. Yes, sir.
Look, I gotta tell you something funny.
All right.
I saw Bubba today. You know Bubba.
Our Bubba, yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And I saw him and he had a piece of string tied around his finger.
What was that for?
That's what I asked him. And he said his wife told him to mail a letter. So he tied the string around his finger to remember to mail the letter.
He needed a little help.
Yes, but that isn't the funny part.
Oh, okay.
On the other end of the string was a chicken wing.
A chicken wing?
Yes, and he said it's because his wife told him to mail the letter airmail.
That Bubba needs all the help he can get, folks. He's about 2 bricks shy of load all the time.
Well, thank you, boys, but we got somebody backstage that's mighty anxious to come out and spread some laughter around.
Oh, I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah.
It ain't but one like this in the world, folks. This is Cousin Minnie Pearl.
All right, now y'all are all from the South. You know you're supposed to speak. When I speak to you, you're supposed to speak back. So let's just try it again. Howdy! Howdy! I'm just so proud to be here.
Come on in here, Miss Minnie.
Thank you. Ooh, hey, good looking. You so handsome. Just the cutest thing I ever seen. Ooh. You know, I used to flirt with the boys. Well, I still do. Not for me though, just for them. But when I saw red, woo, that's when I decided to go into business for myself.
Thank you, Minnie. But tell me something, darling. Do you remember the first joke you ever told on stage?
Yep, I sure do. I wished I could have brought Brother with me. He would have loved to come, but every time we take Brother to town, he always gets into trouble. Everybody laughs at him. There was this one fella, he pointed at him and said, "What's the matter with that boy? He's got spots all over his face." he got the smallpox. I said, no, brother ain't got no smallpox. We just been learning him to eat with a fork.
Wow. Well, Minnie, brother sure has always been a big part of your act.
He has. Ain't no flies on brother, especially when we use the DDT.
Well, now, tell me something. You and your family, y'all rode the train a lot, didn't you?
We did. And the first time it stopped, we didn't know which end to get on. Both ends stopped at the same time.
Well, who was that woman around Grinder's Switch that didn't want nothing but women pallbearers?
Why, that's Miss Lizzie Tinkham, and that's what she said.
Miss Tinkham. Uh-huh. Well, why's that?
Well, she said, if ain't no man gonna take me out while I'm alive, I don't want him taking me out when I'm dead. Love you all. I gotta go. Thank you.
Say, boy, that was rich.
Rich.
Yeah, rich. What you and Minnie was talking about, man, that was rich. That's good stuff.
Speaking of rich, on our stage tonight, we have
What's the?
in the world. Joe, come on, we got time. I'm gonna call Terry Foley.
In the jailhouse now, fellas, in the neighborhood of B. I have a friend named Rambling Bob. He used to steal, gamble, and rob. He thought he was the smartest guy around. Well, I found out last Monday that Bob got locked up Sunday. They got him in the jailhouse way downtown. He's in the jailhouse now. He's in the jailhouse now. Well, I told him once or twice, stop playing cards and shooting dice. He's in the jailhouse now. I'll be your lady. I'll be your lady. Your lady, your lady, your lady. I'd like to play this poker, clean up the whist and yoker, but shooting dice was his favorite game. Well, he got thrown in jail, but nobody had to go his bail. Till the judge said that he refused to find. He's in the jailhouse now. He's in the jailhouse now. Well, I told him once or twice, stop playing cards and shooting dice. He's in the jailhouse now. I'll be your
am a man of constant sorrow. I've seen trouble all my days. I've been farewell to old Kentucky, the place where I was born and raised. The place where he was born and raised. Oh, 6 long years I've been in trouble. No pleasures here on earth I found. For in this world I'm bound to ramble. I have no friends to help me now. He had no friends to help me. It's fairly well, my old true lover. I knew